Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Aji Shafe. It's time to look at some stories in the world of sport. So for right now, when it comes to basketball, the team from Nigeria, Kwara Falcons, seems to be the beating child or whipping child of this tournament, BAL Africa, the 2023 edition. US Monastir defeat Kwara Falcons in third game. That's the third game they will be losing. They lost against REG of Rwanda. They also, the second game, they lost also against another team that is actually from Mali, AS Mali, in that particular game. But right now, they've lost another one, and Nigerians are asking the question, what is happening? 85-75. Kwara Falcons, Nigerian champions, seems not to be getting it right when it comes to this particular competition taking place in Dakar, Senegal. Well, I have in the studio, gentlemen, that's Jide Olushola. Good to have you.
Yeah, good evening. Good to be here again.
And also I have Chris Onokpego. Good to have you.
It's good to be here once again.
Okay, let's talk about this basketball story. Kwara Falcons they've been playing in Dakar, Senegal for the African Basketball League. This is their third game. They lost again. They lost against REG, Rwanda. They lost against AS Malen of Mali from Bamako. And now they've lost against US Monastir of Tunisia. What's happening?
You know, the loss is just a reflection of our league. You know, the federation has been comatose for many years now. Crisis upon crisis, you know, and everything. And right now, there's no league in Nigeria. The only thing they have right now is just a tournament, a 4-day tournament, 3-day tournament, not a proper league. So how do I now expect now? Kwara Falcons came. They didn't come from a league. They didn't qualify through a proper league. It was through this tournament that they got their slot. So if the league is dead in Nigeria, how do you expect our team now to perform well on the African stage or even on the world stage? It's not possible. It's not just possible. So their loss now is a reflection of the decay right now in the Basketball Federation. And it's so sad that Kwara Falcons, they're making these are debut season in a BAL, and of course they will learn from this experience. But it just shows that our basketball league, our basketball sport as a whole in Nigeria, has gone down, and it's just unfortunate that because of ego crisis, leadership crisis, and everything. So when 12 fans suffer, fights, of course the grass suffer, and it is telling on
Kwara Falcons.
And every other club in Nigeria.
And it's so painful because
so many basketballers now are jobless in quotes because they are not doing anything right now.
No league, no competition.
So if you're not playing, how will you develop yourself? How will you be able to grow your skills when you're not playing? You're just there. Training is different from playing.
Yeah,
you can train, but when you play, your skills will get better.
You'll be competitive.
Yes, but then you just kind of basketball, go to court, train few hours. You can't compare that to actual action. So just unfortunate that Kwara Falcons are like this. I'm sure they will learn from this.
To add to what DJ just said, when you are training, when you play friendly match, you can't compare it with competitive match. When there is a trophy at stake or there is money at stake, you put more effort, you put more energy, you meet more difficult opponents. But when you are playing friendly match, they call it friendly. Of course, you play it as a friendly game. So you might not get the best, and that is what is happening. It's not just basketball. Before now it was our football also. When we go to the continent, we don't support our own. That is the major problem. We don't see, now we are not seeing Kwara Falcons as Kwara Falcons of Nigeria. We are seeing it as Kwara Falcons of Kwara States. That's how you are seeing it. The same thing with the football. We don't support our own. If you go to embassies when they are playing this continental game, when you go to embassy, you'll be surprised. From the embassy down to the stadium, you see excitement in those countries, especially these North Africans. But Nigeria here, we don't take them serious.
So I still remember Rivers United.
Yes.
And NFL.
Yes.
Rivers United say, okay, they don't have any support from NFL. NFL say, well, a lot of issues here.
We are not seeing it as when the commentator is talking, he say Rivers United of Nigeria. But here, back home is Rivers State. We don't see it as okay. Imagine where they are playing in Uyo. You can count the number of fans there
that will come and watch.
So a continental game.
It means Kwara Falcons right now, they are really
that thing look and dampen your morale as a player. It's not good.
Well, from the way it is right now, Kwara Falcons, they've not been having it easy since they moved to Dakar, Senegal, to represent Nigeria and the BAL Africa. Well, this is the Sahara Conference. It will run till May before they will get the winner of this particular league. But right now, Kwara Falcons, they've lost game 3. They lost first, second, and third. And we are hoping that maybe they can pick up the pieces from that particular angle of basketball. But from the way it is right now, it seems we need to get things right when it comes to basketball. It's really going down in Nigeria because no league is running, both for male and also for female. We need to really get into action, talking about the NBBF, Nigerian Basketball Federation, should do everything possible, just like I have said, that they will get all those leagues back on track. We are waiting. And from there, let's leave basketball, this slam and dunk sport. Quickly, let's talk about football. The round leader game is here again, but this time around, we start with the Europa League. Europa League will be coming up tonight. Matches will be played, and let's look at those games that are actually up for grabs for tonight. A big one between Sevilla, the king of this cup, Sevilla against Fenerbahce of Turkey. Feyenoord from Netherlands will be playing against Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine. Manchester United away to Spain, Real Betis. You have Freiburg, Juventus, Arsenal, Sporting Lisbon. You have Ferencváros from Hungary against Bayern Leverkusen of Germany. AS Roma of Italy, they play away to Real Sociedad. The Aro teams, Jose Mourinho there. Union Saint-Gilloise against Union Berlin from Germany. Those are the matches slated for tonight. And let's look at it maybe 2 by 2 or 1 by 1. Let's start with, we know Sevilla are very good in this cup. They won it severally, and even though at home, La Liga, they are not doing well. But do you see them being able to pick up here?
Well, against a Turkish side, it's going to be very difficult for them. Luckily, I was in Turkey. Those guys there, they don't support the national team the way they support their club side. If you see where Galatasaray is playing, if you see when I went to the World Cup under 20, we can count the number of spectators in the pitch. But when Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Besiktas, when they are playing, you see the stadium with jam-packed.
Massive support.
So that their support alone can intimidate the opponent. So Sevilla should going to be difficult for Sevilla. Well. They are struggling seriously. They've changed coach. It's not working. Maybe they should change players. I don't know. Or they should change the pitch.
The 11 players.
No, they can copy Nottingham Forest. At least Nottingham Forest changed almost.
Or they can change the net. Anything can be possible.
Whatever is changing,
or the football.
Oh my goodness. Jide, now we're looking at this game. We just saw some funny side from Chris there. But really, let's look at that fixtures again. We just talked about Sevilla, Fenerbahce, and we look at Real Betis, Manchester United. That game will be up, and we know right now, since Man United, the Red Devils are really coming out against any team they are meeting. Of course,
they're doing well when it comes to this Europa League. I think the first leg ended 1-0 in favor of Man U, and so let's see. They want to build on that momentum, you know. After that 7-0 loss against Liverpool.
Don't remind them now.
I need to remind them.
Wait. 7 United. Don't remind them.
Oh my goodness. What actually got me laughing is when you say don't remind them now. Seriously.
No, since that loss now, of course, they picked up the momentum a little bit, and I think maybe they're not angry that how can we lose that
scandalously. Funny enough, it's not as if the Liverpool actually, after that win against Man U, they lost and they've been losing.
And the funniest, if that thing has happened in Nigeria, we will say it's what do they call it? Whether they settle somebody.
Okay, bribery.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jide.
So, but then, so I see Man U, of course, trying to build on that momentum and get the job done against the Red Devils to get to the quarter, to get to the next stage of the tournament. So, but then for Sevilla, Fenerbahce, like you said earlier, these guys are really struggling. But then anything can happen in football. Fenerbahce fans, they can ginger them up as well. So no, these fans, let's see how we can shut them out up. Maybe this can propel their season, and they never can tell until when. But they don't have it good this season
at all. Okay, let's hear from you. Man United, Real Betis. Do you think they can up their antics against Real Betis?
Luckily, I think Man U, they are the one that is stopping me from watching my Super Story on Thursday. Anyway, for Betis, if you watch the first leg, Man U actually struggled. Betis almost equalized, so it's not going to be easy for them, even though they know how to beat this Spanish team. But Betis, they are a very good side. They gave Real Madrid serious trouble this season. So I won't be surprised if Man U eventually. But Man U, just like he said, they've picked up ever since they lost that 7-0. It was actually caused by fatigue. It's not as if they are not good. Man U, very fantastic. Even before this season, I've been saying it. After Man City, they have the best of players. It's just for the coach to put them together. And the coach is gradually coming up. So if they actually crash out, it's not as if they are not good enough. It's because Real Betis they are also a fantastic side.
Fantastic side there. Tough one between Real Betis and Manchester United going up tonight. And now let's look at another one that has to do with Germany. Freiburg team that's from Germany now will be hosting Juventus, who wins that battle. Juventus, despite being deducted a 15 points, they still never gave up. And they have been doing well so much when it comes to football over there in Italy. And right now, transferring that to Europa Cup, Juventus will be coming out against Freiburg from Germany. Can they do it against Freiburg?
The old ladies, no matter what it is, if they are down, they always rise. That's what's about Juventus. No matter what happens to them, they always come out from the ashes. And once they come out from the ashes, they come out bright. And though they've had their challenges in the league with the 15 points and everything, but then in this league now, I still see them going to do very well. They will do very well. They might not win the tournaments, but they'll do very well. They will cross all the hurdles and get probably to the semi-finals or even the finals. I still believe in Juventus in this. They just had a very bad, not bad, ill luck. Scandals here and there. I don't know why Juventus is always involved in scandals. I think
management. I think the management loves some.
They love corruption.
They always love to cut corners.
They love bribery corruption in that Juventus, and they're almost like a cabal. The players,
it's also spreading to Spain now.
The family that owns Juventus, the Agnelli family. I don't know. It seems right from time they should understand that. Although we know Italians, they are mafia. But really, Juventus should watch out, because I remember when the first one that happened,
they went
to Serie B that time, and even though they bounced back instantly, they won almost all their games. But really, you see that this one popping up shows that it means even all this while you are still down in this game of fixing matches, bribery and all that.
It's part of it. Even some of them do gamble. They gamble with it also. They know what they are getting. That's why you cannot stop them. It's just like stopping somebody that uses drugs. You want to stop somebody that uses drugs. It's going to be very difficult. It will take a long time. And don't be surprised. It's like a competition. Because the first one they had, somebody else was there. This time around is another management. So don't be surprised. Another management will come. They will follow suit. So they see it as a way of life. If you like, deduct all the whole points. They will still
come back. They'll still come back.
Does it mean we have this like people talk about goat, that goats know they hear what?
They know they hear what. If you put yam, the goat must sit at the end of it.
Anyway, we've been talking about Juventus there. Just try to add some bands in the studio. Juventus always involved in one scandal or the other. But right now they'll be playing against Freiburg tonight. A big match. And now let's look at Arsenal, the team that have been topping over there in England. They'll be fighting against Sporting Lisbon. Well, these two teams, they always play in Champions League. But right now, the fate will have it. They are now both in Europa League. Who are you supporting for tonight?
Okay, for me, I'll support Arsenal.
Why?
Just because Arteta is doing a good job. So let us crown his efforts with trophy. He's doing a good job with Arsenal. So he has done well. So I just want to I just want him to
at least get something from this competition.
Yes. He has won the FA Cup, I think twice or so.
Twice.
They let him win something bigger.
That's the trophy.
Yeah, that's the trophy. They let him win something bigger than this.
If you can get this Europa Cup at least.
They add the Premier League to it. Fine. He has done well.
I can see Chris turning his eyes.
If they eventually win those two trophies, they won't allow Chelsea to rest. That's my fear for Arsenal.
So you don't want them, as a Chelsea fan, you don't want them to win?
The London Library.
Because you are afraid that...
I'm afraid of Arsenal. Even when Chelsea has 2 Champions League. They still claim to be the best team in England, in London.
In London.
They should not win. Anything that happens, let them take it. They win. Good luck for them.
What a way to go. Football can always be very, very funny. You see a lot of emotions being shown there. From a Chelsea fan in the studio, Chris Onofwe could say, well, he doesn't want Arsenal to actually get
That's
to
bad.
win.
That's not my wish.
He doesn't want them to win.
They can win if they like.
But really, we've been talking about the Europa Cup. Quickly, let's look at another one before we go to Europa Conference League. Jose Mourinho, he has done well in this competition, winning it with Roma. Surprisingly, I think he's the only coach that won the Europa Conference, Europa Cup, and also Champions League. He's the only coach so far. And right now, his club is also here. They'll be playing against another Spanish team.
I'm suspecting something. It's like Mourinho is in his last season. I'm suspecting.
With Roma?
Yes. It's like he might be heading to either Chelsea or PSG. One of those
two clubs.
And he wants to do everything humanly possible.
To get something.
To get, his priority is not even Europa, it's top 4. If you can get that top 4.
For Champions League.
Be a parting gift for them. And you know, Roma, for a very long time, they've been struggling. They don't have trophy to their name, just like Tottenham before he won that thing. And now he wants to give them another parting gift, which is to get either the top 4 or Europa. You know, Mourinho, he knows how to do this thing. He knows how to play himself to the final. And once he mistakenly gets to the final, it's going to be difficult.
That word on the line, mistakenly.
If you put knife on his neck, Mourinho, you can't stop it. He must get it. So I think that's what I'm suspecting.
Tottenham for that error by sacking him before that.
That was a blunder. And that would have opened up a way for them to win. If he had won that thing for Tottenham. Because Tottenham, they actually have those players. But you just they thought it's Mourinho. They brought another coach. He couldn't Conte, descending, struggling. No matter what they do, I think. But for Roma, they have 2-0 advantage. It's just for them to score 1 goal and they will skate through.
Let's see what happened tonight for Roma. Sociedad there, talking about the Europa League. And quickly, let's actually move straight to the third tier of UEFA competition. That is Europa Conference League. Europa Conference League will be up, and we look at matches slated for tonight. Quickly, let's look at those games that will be coming up. You have Djurgårdens from Sweden against Les Poznan of Poland, Fiorentina from Italy away to Sivasspor. Ahmed Musa playing that club. You have Slovan Bratislava versus FC Basel of Switzerland. Lazio away to AZ Eichmann from Netherlands. You have OGC Nice Teremoffi from France against Sheriff Tiraspol. Villarreal, Samuel Chukwueze against Anderlecht of Belgium, and AEK Larnaca away to West Ham United in the London City. Well, who wins those battles? Let's look at them 2 by 2. Well, I think I should be focusing. First of all, let's look at Sivasspor Fiorentina. Maybe because of Ahmed Musa at that club. Fiorentina is a team from Italy, and right now, do you think Sivasspor stand a chance against Fiorentina?
Okay. Against the Turkish side, Sivasspor, I've not actually seen enough of them. But if you want to look at the incident of Fiorentina, I think on paper you give it to Fiorentina because they are a very strong side when it comes to Italian Serie A. But against Sivasspor, well, it's going to be difficult for me to predict. But I see Sivasspor, of course, they want to achieve something. They want to move. And you also forgot to talk about the one that was played yesterday. I think this guy, Orban.
No, we've talked about that in the morning.
No, I was just saying that he's also Europa Conference League. Yes, it's part of it. Because if you count the number of, they are not up to 16. So I think Sivasspor, because of Ahmed Musa, we should be rooting for them.
We have for our captain, right?
Our captain, fantastic.
Yes.
I think I agree with Chris on this one. But then I still look at Fiorentina based on their pedigree. You know, being a bigger club at least to us compared to Sivasspor. But then, like I said earlier, football, anything can happen. But I think I'll pitch my tent with Fiorentina. Let me put aside my affinity with Super Eagles captain, but then I'll still stick with Fiorentina.
Well, we'll be talking about Fiorentina versus Sivasspor. They are a big match. Let's see who wins this game. 1967 Sivasspor versus one of the oldest teams in Italy, Fiorentina. Now, let's quickly look at, still looking at the game of the Europa Conference League. We look at West Ham will also be playing. West Ham, we know how it is in London. Can they escape this when it comes to playing against AEK Larnaca?
the Amas. Of course, they can hammer their way through to victory.
They can use it well.
They can use it well.
They even have to.
So
the two hammers can break down Lanaka.
Yeah, so of course, and if you look at Lanaka's logo, that's an helmet, so they can carry hammer, break the helmet.
What a way to go. But really, West Ham United, I think David Moyes, although it's surprising that to some extent, even though he's struggling, but the management are like, okay, continue, let's see what you can still do concerning this club.
It's actually a good coach. It's just that, you know, some coaches, they are not good at bringing players in, and some players, not coaches, some players, they don't know how to fit in. Some of them are not very good, especially if they are not playing from the same league. You know, he brought in Skamaka, or what's the name of that guy? Very good player, but he has not been able to settle down. And he's also distorting the program of the team, because West Ham, if you watch them very well, they play good football. But when it was after they brought in these new players that it's actually affecting their performance. So
they've not gelled.
Yes, they've not gelled. So against and they are playing at home. Some teams are actually good in Europe, just like Chelsea. They're not playing well at home. They've been in the 10th position for how many months now? The same to West Ham, they're not doing well at home. But in Europe, for them to have gotten to this stage shows that they are doing well. So I won't be surprised if they win today's match.
Won't be surprised they win today's match. Just give me you details of those games that will be coming on. Let's look at the fixtures again before we move to transfer story. Those games that will be up in the Europa Conference League. You have OGC needs to be playing against Sheriff Tiraspol. Terremofe is there. Villarreal against RSC rather. Anderlecht of Belgium. They will also be coming up. Those are the two matches. We're looking at them because we have two Nigerians. Terremofe, Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah, Chukwueze too is also in Villarreal. And of late, he has been starting games before now. When the new coach came in, he was putting him on the bench, but you have seen the qualities in him, and the guy has been delivering. So Villarreal, of course, they are also a good side. It's just that they are in 6th position in the Spanish league. I think they should be able to beat Anderlecht, the Belgian side. They should be able
what about OGC needs now? Do you think they can also scale through for Terremofe?
Yes, they can. When it comes to all this kind of clubs now in this competition, anything can bring up any surprise any day, anytime. So the team you expect to win this match might even come around and disappoint you. But for OG, I think they will go through. I think they will just go through.
OG will actually go through. We're looking at the Europa Conference League there. And right now, matches will be up for grabs. Let's look at those clubs that will be escaping. By the time Friday comes, they will be doing the draws there. Quickly, we'll run through some story in the world of transfer gossips, where it came out that Lionel Messi right now to receive 220 million euros. That's 193 million a year to join a Saudi Arabian club. Another one says Barcelona manager Xavi wants Man City midfielder A.K. Gundogan to join club. He wants him in Manchester City. That's Xavi of Barcelona. Chelsea PSG are keen on Mönchengladbach midfielder Manu Kone. Manu Kone has been a subject of discussion, and right now PSG, Chelsea are really looking at the Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder Manu Kone there. And the last one says West Ham and eyeing a move for Werder Bremen striker Niklas Füllkrug. Füllkrug right now could be coming to Manchester United right now because David Moyes is already setting up an eye on that particular player. But before we wrap it up, just shortly, we talk about a very summarily, let's talk about Lionel Messi. Ronaldo is already in Saudi Arabia. Messi could be going there. We just had 220 million euro.
That's legal blood money. Honestly speaking, these players are just cashing in big time. It's be good for Messi to go to Saudi Arabia
and just enjoy his money.
He has won everything. Yes. What is he waiting for?
They will give him the best of life.
I just hope that PSG will not corner him and say, okay, one more year.
The PSG cannot even offer him what Saudi, though Saudi owns PSG.
Yeah.
But being inside Saudi Arabia itself as a country, they will give him the best of life. What does he want that they will not give him?
I think okay, so that should be Qatari. 35 years. Qatar should be the one for PSG, not Saudi. Yes.
So whatever Arab, they'll give him the best. He's 35 years old. He has won everything he can win.
So just go there and get your
and retire, live
retirement benefit.
Large. If I was Messi, I would go to Saudi.
That's why we are not Messi.
Yeah, honestly.
That's why I'm not forgetting forgiving my father for stopping me from playing football. Imagine the kind of money I'm hearing now.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, big money.
Okay, if you have been playing football by now, at least you two,
No matter what, even if it's 1,000 of the money, to go a long way.
Oh my goodness, what a way to go. We've been talking about Lionel Messi going to Saudi Arabia. Probably it could be Al Ittihad. News are already coming up with 220 million euro, 193 million pounds. It could be 19 million pounds richer when it comes to signing for that particular club. It would be nice to see the rivalry. That's the rivalry between himself and Ronaldo. But that will be a good one if he moves. Let's see what will be happening concerning Lionel Messi. Those matches will be coming up tonight. But I have in the studio Chris Okpe. We're good to have you once again.
It's good to be here once again.
Good one. Jide Olushola, thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
I am Adeni G. Shafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.